Yo, what's crackalackin' challengers? I'm your host James Morelan. Today we will be talking about used tanks from Craigslist, how I got scammed on Craigslist, and then also like tanks from the yard sales and stuff, and getting used tanks. So if you guys don't know, buying used tanks is very common in this industry. One of the main reasons for that is quite a few people eventually get out of the hobby, people have to move, and there's no real way that you can get rid of these tanks. You can't like break it or throw it away. And these things are so expensive, so a lot of people tend to resell them on Craigslist, and a lot of people tend to just give them away because they have nothing to do. Like, they can't move this. These things are extremely heavy. Also, people move on to other hobbies, especially during the summer. I was talking to H2O Plants, and he said one of the main reasons people leave, especially plants and stuff, is it's a lot of work to maintain. A lot of people like to spend time outside during the summer. So one of the main things I want to talk about, for my Snapchat people that already know this, I was scammed on Craigslist. This was a big pain. And the truth is, I wouldn't have been as mad. I mean, it was something free that was going to be given to me, and I wouldn't be so mad if we didn't spend so much time. So let me explain the story. My dad was on Craigslist, and he found this free, I don't even know, like a 40-gallon saltwater tank with like 2 clownfish and a lot of invertebrates and also like hermit crabs and stuff, which was crazy. That would have been my first saltwater, which would have definitely been a challenge. I was already texting people. I was like, I need your help for this. I'll call you right afterwards. So I was getting all these people hyped up about it. I was tweeting about it, and I was just so excited. And the thing is, right when my dad told me, I instantly emailed the person. I even had my brother email them on his own account just to ensure that we could get it. So they said, here's the address, come and get it. And be advised that this is 2 hours away from our house. So we spent about 30 minutes, almost like even an hour, just getting things ready. I got buckets, I cleaned those out with like pristine water to make sure that the salt water wouldn't be affected, because that is a very important thing with salt water. And I was making plans on having to go to the pet stores to get RO water, more salt water mix, because they did say there was enough salt water mix. And then also having to talk to other people to try rehoming them. So I was getting all hyped up, I was excited. Then we started the 2-hour drive, which was a pain because I had my brother and my dad come, and it was hard convincing them to do it. They were spending their own time when they could have been doing other things. So that was one of the main reasons that I was annoyed. So we were going there literally 15 minutes before we get to that person's house. They text us and say it's gone. And I was so mad. Oh my gosh, I felt horrible. We even drove there. We rang the door. No one was even there. So I think it was an entire scam by itself. We went to this address. There was no one at the house. There was nothing there. So I was so mad. A, I got my hopes up. B, I got my family involved to go drive me. We spent hours and we spent gas and stuff, and it was nothing. So that got me really mad, and I actually got something awesome out of return. There was this cool pet store, like a huge one, like the biggest pet store I've ever seen, especially for fish. I think I should have some footage of that, so I'll play that right now if I have it. You feel it's warm in here? I don't think they heat the tanks. I think they're just heating the entire room, and then the room is heating the tanks. It's hot in here. So I think that's what they do. That's what Rachel literally does as well. Oh, look at some rainbow fish. Look, these are some fish I actually want to get some rainbows. Remember the Bosemani rainbows? Oh, endlers. And it was gonna save me a lot because I wanted to do saltwater. I'm planning on doing saltwater. Even though I've done so much research, I'm still trying to learn more. And I guess at that time I probably wouldn't have even been prepared enough. So guys, don't worry, I do my research on what I'm doing. So yeah, that annoyed me. But now I want to talk about successful things. As you guys can see, this beautiful 90... Oh wait, do you guys see the flags? I want to have like my entire walls filled up with flags, and then on top of that, we can have fan art like this beautiful one. So hopefully when we get these walls filled in with flags, Trinidad and Tobago, because that's where my mom's from, the UN, which is just like international, and then we have the United States of America flag. So we are going to have fan art all across these walls, which is going to be awesome. But yeah, back on the topic. This is my 90-gallon, and my dad actually got this thing for like $80, which is cheaper than the $1 per gallon sale. He got this, he was looking, and he found it for me, and then when he came down to pick me up, he dropped it off, which was awesome. And it even came with the stand. And I'm guessing that this thing probably would have been worth like $300, maybe even more. And it came with this light, which is awesome. And as you guys can see, it also came with the heater. It came with that little scrubby thing. You can't even see, the water's still opaque. It also came with some filter stuff, which is awesome. So that just made a lot of things. That's why a lot of people are saying that I'm moving too fast, but the thing is, like, these perfect opportunities that come out, I'm not gonna hang these things down. I actually have kind of fixed my stocking list. I'm hoping on having three angelfish in here, and kind of bigger fish, because you guys are right, I shouldn't be sticking with the smaller fish. Although there are some of my favorite fish, the smaller fish, I don't want to waste this opportunity of having this big tank. And I did find out that other tank that I'll be talking about later in this video is actually a 55, not a 49 or something, whatever I was calling it earlier. So yeah, this was a good opportunity. I've only bought 2 tanks at cost. I bought my first tank, my 10-gallon, for 14 or 15 bucks at Walmart, which was awesome, and that was my first like major fish tank, like not just like the bowls or something. So that was extremely awesome. And then I bought my 20-gallon long, and you guys were here for that. I waited like a couple months after that, and it was during the $1 per gallon sale, so I saved a lot of money. And then I actually found this cool pet store that had used tanks, so I got my 20-gallon tall for like 15 bucks. But the thing is, like, one of the major things that you have to consider is that these tanks aren't guaranteed like at the store. Like, these things can break any second and there's no one accountable for it except for yourself. So when I'm looking at these tanks, I get my phone flashlight out and I run it across here to see if there are any scratches and any cracks. A lot of the time you'll see little nicks and stuff on the side of your tank. Actually, I have a couple on here. But yeah, you will notice that, and a lot of people re-silicone the tanks. I did not do this for this tank, but I'm kind of considering draining it and then redoing that just to prevent it. And that's a big thing, because you don't want like a 90-gallon tank to explode. That would be horrible. Knock on wood. I actually may re-silicone that 55. I actually also need to build a stand for that, so maybe some future videos. But that tank over there, I forgot what I said it was for. I think it was like 40, maybe 60 bucks or something. But either way, that's cheaper than the $1 per gallon sale. And a lot of you guys may be wondering how I get all these things. A lot of the things are my parents. I have to give a big shout out to them, because I only bought like 2 tanks with my actual money. One of the major things, if you're trying to ask your parents to get tanks, make sure you point out responsibility, because supporting these tanks, taking care of them, feeding them, water changes, if you show your parents that, it gives you a lot of bonus points. Like, personally, like, it helps, because you'll be like, I took care of my fish for this long. And do you see how beautiful they are? Especially, my mom was really intrigued when I bred my guppies. Like, she was like, what? That's so crazy. That helps your case a lot. I am only 16, so I don't even have a job yet. Just make sure you guys ask your parents. Like, they supported me for all this, which was crazy. I think my dad bought all my tanks, and I think my mom bought me most of my fish. But yeah, one of my favorite tanks that's kind of turning into my favorite tank is the 10 gallons. I used to say the 20-gallon long is my hands down favorite tank, but I'm starting to like the look of 10 gallons. Like behind me, I'll show you in a second, I've actually connected the tanks together, and it works really well. The tanks are connected. It's just really awesome. Alright, so that is kind of it for this video. I'm going to be talking more about not just the Craigslist videos, but now I'm going to be talking about my tanks for those of you that are interested in it. So let's get started. That 55, I'm actually considering getting discus. I tweeted about me getting discus by the end of the summer. That might still be a possibility. Discus are a beautiful fish and a really hard fish to take care of. A lot of people doubt my ability, but the thing is, I've barely lost any fish. I take care of it, I watch my water levels, I do water changes, I do everything. So when I suggest something, don't worry, I've already spent like 2 or 3 hours of research on it, and then after I suggest it, I'll even do more before I even get it. My 10-gallon to my side, which I'll hopefully be showing you guys while I'm talking, but that tank is actually going to be for pea puffers. And I'm actually probably just going to get one, because a lot of people criticized that video because I said I was thinking about getting 2 or maybe even 3 just to push the limits because of water quality. The thing is, there are a lot of resources out there, and I've asked a lot of people. Because currently, the reason that I'm not doing a lot of public things like breeding my beta fish yet is because I don't have experience, and I don't want to give you guys false information, and in case I do something wrong. At first I was giving you guys some false information, some right information, but now I fact check everything that I'm saying. So however, some sources may say pea puffers require 30 gallons. That is not entirely true. They say they're best kept at 30 gallons just because the water quality is so easy to maintain. Pea puffers are really like particular on their diet. They extremely like bloodworms, microworms, pest snails, which actually I'm trying to breed pest snails just for it, and I even mentioned that months ago when I set up my 20-gallon tank. So I have been having pest snails so I can actually give them to pea puffers. So I will only be getting one. It will have its own 10-gallon, but it is mixed with another tank just so the water quality also stays the same. Plus water changes will probably be done daily just for him. And it is going to be a planted tank, so that is pretty awesome. So hopefully I will be doing a beta sorority, and also that's another conflict of interest because quite a few people disagree, but that does happen in the wild. Beta fish do have to stay with each other, so I'm also doing even more research on it to make sure. There are quite a few videos that extremely say not to do it, but the thing is, like, if it doesn't work, I have so many tanks right now that each beta fish will have its own peaceful, like, very well kept tank. Also guys, another thing that I'd like to do, I'm actually doing a giveaway with H2O plants. So guys, make sure you also check out the link, because if you don't want to bet your odds. You can actually get 15% off your first order when you go down below and use the link, or also type in Challenger15. That'll save you 15% off your first order. Check it out down below, and make sure you guys share this video. When you share my video on all these social medias, it helps so much. And it's so awesome. Usually I like it, and usually I follow you on Twitter. Also guys, check out my Twitter. Usually I spoil what kind of video I'm doing. I kind of did that for this video. So yeah, I'll catch y'all on the flippity flop. See you later. I hope you like this video. Bye.